bikepacking, this world of feeling free, this world of amazing experiences to remember when you go outside and go on an adventure. But sometimes just getting out the door can be a challenge. The planning, the what ifs. It can sometimes get a little overwhelming, but it doesn't need to be like that. So in this video, I am going to go over 10 things that can make your bikepacking adventures a little more enjoyable, so you can have the best adventure. The number one mistake I hear time and time again is people giving themselves not enough time to ride the route they have chose, meaning they are rushing, riding late into the night to get the miles done, setting yourself too big of a miles per day target. It can't always be helped, of course. Not everyone can spend an unlimited amount of time out on their adventures due to many different reasons, but ultimately the more you have to rush, the less you will enjoy it, unless you are trying to set the fastest time, of course. But ultimately, the best advice I can give you is to have no distance plan for each day. Ride until you feel you have had enough. It's the freest feeling to ride throughout the day, see somewhere you would like to spend the night, and do just that. This, of course, works great if you are happy to wild camp. But if you are staying at official campsites or hotels, then make them closer than your average daily distance would normally be. If you typically do 60 miles a day, then try to plan them stops at 45 miles, for example. It means you are not rushing. It means you will have the time to stop and enjoy the trails and the scenery more. If anything goes wrong, you have more time on your hands. Don't get caught in the mindset that you need to be doing hundreds of miles each day. If you are not racing, take your time. The weather can make or break a ride. That is just the truth. But there is some truth to the saying, there is no such thing as bad weather, just bad clothes. I say some truth because, let's be honest, you can have all the gear, embrace the elements, all you want. But there comes a point that you just want the sun to come out and the harsh elements to just give you a break. But using the layering system is going to make your times where the weather is not at its best that little more tolerable. The layering system designed to keep you comfortable and protected in varying weather conditions. You can add or remove layers as needed to regulate your body temperature. When you are active, you may start with fewer layers to avoid overheating. As you slow down or when the weather gets colder, you can add layers for warmth. If you start to sweat, you can remove layers to prevent moisture buildup, especially in the cold conditions where sweat can make you feel even colder. By using a layering system, you can adapt to the changing weather conditions and stay comfortable and protected during your bikepacking adventures. You don't have to wear Lycra or Cycling Pacific clothing either, but it's worth investing in some fast drying clothes for your adventure for when you do eventually just get wet. Also, when out on longer bikepacking adventures, these fast drying clothes are great when it comes to washing day. Hang on your bike and let the wind dry them. There is no one rule that works for everyone, but I think expecting that it is impossible to stay 100% dry at all times while riding a bike. However much waterproof jackets, trousers, shoes you buy, eventually you will get a little bit wet. Having multiple layers and fast drying clothes is the best option for a comfortable bikepacking adventure. Sticking with the clothing for just a little longer, let's talk rain jackets. Rain jackets are an essential piece of clothing that you should be carrying, especially in the UK. But to be honest, anywhere. A rain jacket is useful because not only will it keep you dry, it's useful for keeping the wind off you. But with so many choices out there, it can be tough and hard to decide what is best. In my opinion though, you should stay away from cycling specific rain jackets, especially the road bike rain jackets. The mountain bike waterproof jackets are okay, but are normally a lot more expensive than the equivalent hiking jacket. Cycling specific jackets are overpriced and never work as good as promised. The problem with waterproof jackets is finding the balance of keeping water out while not sweating so much you get wet from the inside while working hard on the bike. Avoid the tight fitting jackets and buy a size up. Sure, an oversized jacket is not quite as aero, but it will keep the rain off you from above and allow the air to move around so you don't overheat and become soggy from the inside. Having a slightly oversized waterproof jacket also means you can comfortably add layers underneath for the colder months. If you can find a jacket with pit zips, which come on a lot of hiking jackets nowadays, they will work really well on a flat bar bike. Probably better than actually hiking, as your arm position on the bike opens them pit zips up to allow the air to flow inside the jacket. Much better to buy a slightly oversized waterproof hiking jacket over a cycling specific tight fitting jacket. Get out of your head and don't overthink what you are doing. Be in the now and don't think too far ahead. As soon as you overthink what you are doing, the adventure can often lose the excitement and just become stressful. Whether you are on an epic around the world adventure or a short couple day adventure, it's best to remember you are just riding a bike. It's really nothing more than that. As soon as you start thinking too far ahead, you will find yourself stressing more often. Bikepacking is about dealing with the now, whatever that might be. So take it day by day and don't think too far in the future. The now is all that you have control over, so just focus on that. By doing this, you will learn how to adapt to the ever-changing scenarios that you will find yourself in. You will become more confident and start to enjoy them challenges. You will start to find yourself controlling what you can control and letting go of what you can't. Get out of your head and enjoy pedaling your bike. Unfortunately, every now and then you will find yourself at the side of the trail with a broken bike. And sometimes that does mean that's just the end of the road. Let's be honest here, you could take every tool you could ever need to fix your bike. But most of us really don't want to carry every single tool possible. But understanding how your bike works and how to keep it rolling is a pretty essential part of going on a bikepacking adventure. You are never going to be able to fix everything, but investing a bit of time to learn how to maintain and how each part of your bike works will definitely help while on the adventures. Keeping your bike simple using parts that are readily available in the places you are choosing to ride is also a great way to keep the adventure going when you can't fix something yourself. Using niche parts or just parts that are harder to find on your bike will make finding replacing broken parts much harder. You can ride a road bike on a mountain bike trail if you like, but in reality, it's never going to be particularly fun or practical. So if all you have is a hybrid bike and you really want to go on a bikepacking adventure, pick a route that is practical for that bike for the experience you want. An adventure on your bike you currently have on a route practical for that bike is a better adventure than an adventure on a route that's not suited for your bike, or just not going on an adventure because you feel you need another bike. You don't need to buy a new bike to get outside and go on a bikepacking adventure. There is so many different routes, so many different places to go that the bike you currently have that is going to be great for. So when choosing a route you want to ride, be honest with yourself. Is the bike you have and your experience you want going to be suited for that route? Gloves, gloves, gloves. Nothing worse than cold hands when you are riding, but unfortunately most gloves, as much as they say they are waterproof and warm, not only are they never really as good as they say they will be, they are pricey to say the least. Well, a good alternative is a waterproof glove that people who work in freezers wear. They are cheap and actually waterproof, so if you don't want to spend a fortune on gloves, consider this type of glove as a cheap alternative. You might actually find them a little too warm though, but it's a great way to reduce the ever-increasing costs of bikepacking adventures equipment. They are not the most fashionable looking things, but they work pretty well. There is this saying of never look back. But when you are on a bikepacking adventure, I honestly believe that you should look back. Look back and see how far you have come from. Look over your shoulder and see all them hills you have overcome. All the challenges you have conquered. Stop regularly and reward yourself with those sweet, sweet views. Enjoy them moments and savor them. Remember, when you look back at how far you have come, you'll start to look forward to the hard challenges ahead of you as you grow and grow with experience and gain more confidence on your bike packing adventures. Just stop regularly and look how far you have come. Hills are inevitable. You will have to climb at some point, so make sure you have the easiest gearing you can get. There is no shame in climbing slow and getting into that granny gear. Most people would be better off with nice and easy gears. When riding a bike with all your gear, it's a different game than riding an unloaded bike. You might be able to get up every hill on an unloaded bike. But once it's loaded, having the easier gears is the way to go. And even then, you might find yourself needing to get off the bike and do that dreaded hiker bike. And I want you to know, even the strongest of riders need to hike their bikes sometimes. So don't feel bad that you need to get off your bike and do some hiker bike. Embrace it. It's all part of the adventure. The final thing on this list that you need to do is to listen to your body. Feel like eating? Then eat. Need to stop and rest? Then do just that. Learning what your body needs and what works for you is a process, but once you learn what you need and what works for you on your bikepacking adventures, your bikepacking adventures will become even more amazing and you will have the best time. You can listen to the tips and tricks all day, but ultimately going outside, riding your bike and finding how you enjoy your adventure and doing just that is the ultimate way to really and truly enjoy your adventure. And with that being said, keep smiling, enjoy the adventure.